The item pickup is going to be one we use for 3 of them. We'll go ahead and go to our plus and go to tile default set. And for the item pickup, we're going to do coin first. All right, inside a coin, we're going to have a couple of different ones. We're going to have a pickup which shows the image. Now, this is going to be used on the tile animation, which means you could actually use multiple. We're just going to use a blank for after. And then there's an effect for the pickup as a separate image that you can use as well. So we're going to say select folder, and then click on the coin item right there. I'm going to scroll down, we'll do item pickup. So again, anything that's going to change a value on a trigger event that you just simply want to have an object go over and then receive a value change, then you want to use the pickup item. Inside of here, we have the tile description. We'll just say item. We'll do, we could say coin pickup, or how about we do it this way? We'll say pickup coin, and then coin adds to score. General settings, we'll keep the visible in game. If you want to do the receive light, then you may want to change the collider either to a circle around it or change it up so it can see some. I'm going to turn mine off though. The image, when it comes to the player picking it up, if you want it to look like the player is picking it up and an effect is happening in front or behind, again, this is kind of a choice for for how you're developing it, how you want the interaction to feel. I'm going to say it's going to be behind the player on pickup. Animation state will take to about 6 so that we can see the frames we have. Choose thumbnail. Collider, again, we'll have this one disabled. Alright, so on this one, I'm just going to scroll down until I get to tile animation. On the tile animation option here, we're going to say that the object is just going to be pickup. Now remember, at this point, we can actually use every one of these for the pickup for the coin. But for this one, I'm just going to say the animation is the same as it is. It's just a single frame, so it's the coin itself. And then from there, the moment you enter it, we're just going to say it's a blank one, so it disappears. You don't actually have to use, so for instance, you could have it where they enter and the whole animation plays for the coin doing like a lot of cool stuff, and then it goes to a blank image that may disappear, or maybe it's the coin but it's an empty coin that's still inside the scene. So a lot of different things you can do at this stage. The audio, the same, can be used as well. We're going to enable this one. If you notice the image size, so the trigger box is saying it's this big as well. If you want to make it closer to the actual image, you could do that. I'm going to leave mine as just the square size for it. Alright, when it comes to the pickup points, so we're trying to add points to another object that's actually triggering this object. If you go down to the pickup settings right here, two main setups. You've got the settings here, and you have the point system here. First one is going to be a delay on pickup. If you want to have to say you walk over to an item and you have to wait 2 seconds before it's charged up, and then it gives you something from it. You can also say whether or not it's going to respawn and continues to respawn. We'll have both of those off for the coin. It's just going to be a single pickup item for it. The pickup points. When we go to this one, you'll notice there's going to be a lot of options right inside of here. I'm going to say item use once. We're also going to, on the tween, the time, this is just saying how it's going to, the effect of it when it gets used. You could say it takes a second, you could say it takes less than that, returning after the time as well. Both of these would have the additional options for the type of tween. That we have some of the other ones have a full list of them. Inside of here, we have a list of all the things that you can apply it to. So for instance, when you pick it up, you can make the player run faster, you can enable the jump, you could say that ghosting gets turned on, gravity changes. A lot of different things could happen on a triggering event of any of these right here. What we could say though for ours, this is just going to be a standard scoring system, so we're going to say the score point value right here. We're going to enable it. You could also say show message if you wanted to. That way, if you wanted to have a coin with the value changing on it, I'm going to say that it is a plus value of 5 points for every coin you pick up. You could also say some are negative values if you want. There is a option for the operation, none, add to, subtract from, and replace. We're going to say it adds to whatever the current value is. Alright. And that's all you have to do on that one. Again, there's a lot of options. The one that have the P right here just represents player specific. So if you were to use this for a player, it would be those. Ones without the P is generic, and then all the items would actually be able to change based on that. Alright, so that would be the pickup points. The last couple we have here are effect settings. We'll say enable the effect here. We're going to make the animation the pickup effect. It's going to play the animation one time through. You can say parent to self. Either way won't matter on this one. The time to show it, we're actually just going to let the animation play, so we're not going to override it with a timer. The position scale, the offset is currently set to 1. This is set to -1, so it'll be in front of the player and in front of the coin. If you want it that way, if not, you can set it back 1. There's the scale from and to. If you want the image to be larger, you can do that. However, if you just want it to be, if you've animated the effect to be the same size, then just leave it at 10 for the default. And then the last two are attractor settings, meaning that if you get within a range, that it'll actually start moving towards the player. So instead of the player having to walk all the way to pick it up, you can get the settings to set up that way. And then the range itself is just how big is it. It's similar to like the trigger box. You just set your values for it this way on it. Alright, so that's going to be the default setup for our pickup coin. To allow, currently, the trigger event is set for a player, any player, to walk over it and then receive a 5-point increase on their score.